We've got one grand finalist locked in. It's Heroic that will be taking on the winner of our next matchup. It's Big versus OG. Big currently the #1 team in the world. They have been unstoppable online. And they're going up against OG, a team that have been a little bit inconsistent at times, but after this player break are starting to look very solid. Starting to look solid before the player break, in fact, but in this tournament, they're looking really, really good. So we've got a good matchup on our hands, Alex. Just overall, I think Big coming into this, clearly the favorites. You have to favor them heading into this. But OG, I think they could be a dark horse. They could be taking this.
Yeah, we've already seen the one upset. As you said, we could get another one because these two have a pretty competitive history already. Blair was pointing out on the desk, they've played 2 series against each other in the last couple of months. They got split down the middle. They both won 1 series each. So this should be a competitive one, and we're starting on Inferno.
Yeah, good bit of Inferno. We haven't get to see that today. So entering the 20 yards in Italy for the start of the second semi-final. Winner of this takes on Heroic tomorrow in the grand final. Currently OG on the T side. Good bit of utility set up inside of Banana. We've got Keto looking like he wants to go around the corner. Keto has been such a good addition to this big roster at the start of the year. And he goes around the corner to take the fights. Mansu getting away. In behind the half wall, he goes back for a little bit more. Dancing with death, but look at that nade damage right onto Valde, dropping him to 49. Mantu takes a bit off the top as well, but that's significant on towards Valde.
Keto's always someone who likes to have this aggressive playstyle, likes to be at the front of the pack wherever his team are going. Even on the CT side, he wants to be involved in those early fights. And he'll have the chance to try and land some shots here. He's not successful in doing so, though. Big decide to fall back, and OG continue to take their time.
OG just running down that clock, but now there's 40 seconds left, Alex. And what map control do they really have? They have Banana, and that's about it. So they got to get a little bit more if they want to execute anywhere else. And there's going to be a bit of a fit coming in towards this A-bomb site, trying to seem like they're executing this way, but instead they go over towards the opposite end of the map. It's the B-bomb site. Searson getting a double kill. MBK and Issa both going down. But Big, they've not bought it. They're still here, Alex. Still in the site.
Ooh, good shot from Tabson as well. Lands that first kill. Keto still waiting in the wings as well behind Quad. He's been dealt with, as has Tabson. Good shots coming in from the Glocks. Another one from Alexi B. And it's all up to Tizian walking through the smoke. The bomb gets planted just in time. And now Tizian has to line up these 2 kills. And they've both gone back into dark. Tizian fully focused on this angle right now. But does he realize both players are here?
Well, Tizian walks forward. They're both lined up. That's the issue for Tizian. He's got to clear 2 players. He dives on by. He knows they're both there now, but the pressure is mounting. He needs both headshots. He's found the first, but just one more, and there it is from Tizian. He gets back over to the bomb. There's plenty of time, and a huge 1 versus 2 to start off the affair for Big. They'll be walking away with the pistol win.
And if there's been one player who's been a bit quieter than normal throughout this tournament for Big, it has been Tizian. He's had a couple of quieter maps, but he's already looking hot to trot here at the start of Inferno. Nice kills at the end there. This setup to begin with was obviously a good start for Big. And then OG somehow kept it competitive, somehow put themselves in the better position. But Tizian had other ideas. 2 shots landed at the end there. But with that pistol round coming so close, you best believe OG are going to be forcing up into this next one.
Three Galils, 2 MAC-10s. The force buy is certainly here, and it's in force. Hopping into the bedroom of the apartments. They walk down the stairs, and MBK just idly sitting by at the bottom of Boiler. Push coming up. It's going to allow OG to send a couple of players this way. Searson tossing the nade on him. It's going to do significant damage onto MBK and Issa. Good nade damage coming in from Big. And if you notice, if you watched a lot of Big's Inferno, and we're in this online era where they've become one of the best teams or the best team, their utility usage is something to marvel at. Yeah, been unbelievable. So good stuff. Searson's a little bit interesting decision now. Well, Alexi B's going to walk away with a double kill. Zantara's trying to step up, but yeah, this is just falling apart for Big. How's this happened? a little bit of a questionable decision to start things off. And now Tabson, there's a lot to do for him. He's got the rifle. He needs to be careful. And MBK swinging from the balcony. Tabson gets at least one extra kill, but it's on Keto. A 1 versus 2 recovery of this A bomb site, and it's not going to happen. What has just happened?
Big just collapsed on the A bomb site. OG landing a couple of those early kills. Alexi B getting involved early with this Mac 10. There was that peek from Searson before the smoke, and then Alexi B just pushes through. That second kill makes such a big difference. Allows his teammates to push with more confidence, win the round, and now it's Big's turn to try and win a force buy of their own.
I'm not quite sure as to the decision-making there from Searson. But it does go pretty badly for Big. They lose the second round force buy, and that allows OG to come into things and grab control of the economy early on into this first half. It's Valde on the M4A4. Mantu straight away onto the AK-47. Issa as well, backing him up on the premium rifles. So Mac 10 for Alexa B for Master MBK. A slower approach from OG. They know they don't have to give away anything. They know they're in the driver's seat coming into this round, and that nade damage is solid onto Keto.
Rotate over to A is well timed for Big, though. They've got 4 players stacked towards this site. OG still just testing the waters, though. Certainly not committing to anything. Certainly not just diving in. Still loads of nades left for OG as well. Smokes and Molotovs to clear out any of the close corners. The European mixed team just making sure they have the banana control as well. Making sure they have the entire map to work with. 40 seconds left for them now. Valde will be putting one fake smoke out towards B, but I think Big have just gone past that smoke. Big now taking banana control. So they've got the information. What can the A players do, though? Because the push is about to come through.
MBK takes a lot of damage. Tower is doing good work, gets rid of MBK. Now the spray away on the shots at Searson on the scout, doing damage from inside of the bomb site. He takes the head off Mantu, and now it's a 3 versus 3 with 13 seconds left. The spray away is there from Valde. The double kills, he doubles down on Zantaras and Keto, and suddenly a chance here for Big, but not a very large one. It's going to be Issa taking the head off Tabson, leaving Tizian alone. He did have an opportunity to shut down Issa. He's very low, so one bullet from the P250 would be enough, but not again. Surely not. Tizian, 1 versus 2, running in. Oh my god, so close to landing it, but so far away. And Tizian, that's a nightmare. He had that in the bag. He was so close to pulling it off. He'll run for the defuse, but there's not enough time. He has to flee the scene. That's heartbreaking for Tizian. His crosshair just wasn't placed in the right direction. And that will cost Big the round. They could have had that in the bag, but OG, they get away with that. They should have lost that round there.
So many close shots from Tizian. So many moments where a stray bullet comes really close to connecting, but it just doesn't happen for him. You could see him desperately looking for the kill at the end. Almost got the spray through the smoke even. But it wasn't meant to be this time round. Tizian can't win the back-to-back clutches, but like you said, a very close round, one that Big probably should have won and probably would have won most of the time there if Tizian just had landed that one shot. You can't really blame him because, again, he came so close on so many of those occasions. But it is Tizian who ends up saving the AK instead.
At least he gets something for his troubles and a good double kill to start things off. Valde and Manto both going down early on into the round, and this might just be one of these rounds where you have one rifle, one hero AK, and it delivers a hero performance. They haven't recovered the guns, though. Too far away to pick them up. So that is the one problem here for Big. They don't have any other guns apart from this one AK. Got a couple of P250s, but you're not going to be too confident in those when it comes up against the other AK-47s in play. And MBK currently fighting down this Dolphins player, tapping and tapping. He's taking a lot of damage himself. He's down to 13. That does soften them up, though, for the rest of their weapons. And what a nade. What a nade from Issa. Taking away Keto's life. And suddenly, those 2 kills that Tizian managed to grab at the start of this round are gone. Right back into an equilibrium. A 3 versus 3 again. But Issa, he's starting to move forward. He's crossed on by alongside his teammate. And Tizian's going to walk right into Alexi B. A nice try. He wasn't aware that they had already crossed. And Tizian knew that he had to do something special. It doesn't go his way. And you may come close to picking up this round. You may do a lot of damage, but it still looks like OG will be recovering and picking themselves up a third round on the board. But an AK picked up for Searson. That does change things slightly, Alex.
Great timing. Switches to the AK just as the player rounds the corner. Santares will likely be looking for information more than anything to try and set up his teammate. And there is that information. Searson now knows where one player is positioned. Unfortunately, the time is ticking on that bomb, and Searson might just decide to back away at this point. Saving the AK or doing some damage are both viable options. Wouldn't mind doing both, and there's that first kill. Lexi be removed from the round, and Issa gets that at the end. I think he should be able to get away from the bomb as well. Doesn't even go off in the end. So OG do win the round, but damage done by Big. Here's that nade over the top, which helped them be able to push onto the B site, but just that damage from Big is going to be relevant. And I think right now, Big are probably okay with this situation. It's a pretty scrappy game to begin with. And considering this is OG's map pick, I think Big will be there for that all day. They'll want to make this game as scrappy as possible. They'll want to try and just turn it into fights across the board. So let's see if they can keep that up.
Tactical timeout being used for Big early on into this game. We're into round number 5. Inferno is the map pick of OG. Now, this has always been historically a good map for Big. If you remember back to the Krakow Major, I think is when Big started really to align themselves with this map and the organization. Different roster now, but still very capable on this map. The Molotov going down in towards the bottom of a banana. Towards the T-Stars, in fact, here likes to be prevented from peeking down in towards middle. Good early damage being chipped through by Big. Most of the players every single player having taken damage. Valde on the closest to 100 at 92 HP. But OG fully committed towards A right now. No one over towards Banana. It's just going to be a straight up play into the A bomb site. MBK cutting through Zantaras, and now Tizian, he needs to step up. A good double kill from the pit, and Searson also delivering on the AWP. Tizian has been a beast so far.
Yeah, great moment for him to step up as well in this semi-final. Starting strong for his team. Couple of maps earlier where he did have those weaker performances, like I was saying, but that's to be expected. You're going to have some of those players who are just going to struggle a little bit after the player break, but as soon as we get a few games in, as soon as we hit crunch time, Tizian's there for his team instantly in these early rounds. He's been instrumental into getting them any of their early success. He's been instrumental in keeping OG's economy low as well. And if Big can win this round convincingly, they could start to take over the economy game. OG have had to fully invest into this round, and their chances are looking slim. But at least they picked the correct bomb site. Moving into B could be the right call. They've got one smoke for CT, which might help them get onto this site safely, considering there's only Keto here to deny them.
Well, they move forward. It's Keto coming off the angle from the coffins as they swing on by. The CT side realize they have conceded the B bomb site. Keto has been playing more of an advanced stance in towards the B bomb site, and he's yet to get a single kill. That changes now as he takes down Valde, but he runs into Issa, who is ready on the AK and poised for the headshot. He's into the 1 versus 4 in total, left alone towards the back of the bomb site, hiding behind the pillar. Missed shot from Searson. That delivers an opportunity to Issa, but they converge in his position. 2 players coming in from vastly different angles, and Issa was never going to win that one. It's Big, successful on the retake. Another big round from Tizian. 3 kills picked up for him, and Big will be happy enough with finding the second.
I like that Issa realized the only way he was going to win that was with a quick reposition and maybe Big overlooking that spot. So that's what he was trying to do at the end there. Obviously, it was always very unlikely he was going to be able to win the round, though. Tizian ends up swinging out wide to get that final kill on the board. And OG going for 5 nades on this low buy. And they're going straight up banana. This is a round that they were able to win in their game yesterday on Inferno. So the nades have got to be something that Big respect. But it's the nades of Big that do the damage.
Oh, that's a lot of damage from those nades, Alex. And there's a kill from Tamsin. A second followed up as he clotheslines Issa, and he's hungry for more. He keeps going forward, but it's Keto that backs him up. Tamsin finally falls after his triple kill. Now it's just Alexi B, and he is gone as well. Keto follows suit. That's the second kill for him in the round. Huge shutdown from Tamsin and Keto, and a pause coming through. I believe this is a technical one, though. And when we take a look at what's happened so far across the board, it's been a pretty impressive performance from both teams. I'm liking what we're seeing. So far, so good from an eye test in terms of having a close semi-final.
I think this is so far a pretty good sign for Big on this first map. Again, like I was saying earlier, they're turning it into what feels like a fairly scrappy game. It feels like a lot of these rounds are coming more down to the fights than anything else. And I think if that's the case, Big have got a real chance here on this first map, because we're already seeing some of their players are dialed in at the start of Inferno.
Yeah, and also this is the map pick of OG. Next map will be Dust 2, and we know how good Big are on that right now. So this is scary for OG. I feel like they have to win Inferno if they want a chance to win this series. We've seen them play Dust 2. We know they looked okay on it. That was against the CIS teams that looked a little rough coming out of the player break. So I don't really know where OG are at on that map right now, but I'm not going to say they're anywhere near Big. So right now, I feel like OG, probably if they get to win this, need to take Inferno and need to take Mirage.
Yeah, still early days in this one. We haven't had too many gun rounds, so I'm sure OG can turn it round. They're normally very good on this Inferno. Last 2 times these teams played, in fact, OG got the wins, but okay, Searson, careful there. Gets it with the USP in the end. Comes close to costing him, though. Elsewhere, Tizian ready for the fight, but OG move into CT. The bomb's also been left behind, so even though OG are in CT spawn, the bomb is alone here at bottom mid, and that's a pretty dangerous position to be in.
Oh, spray away from Mr. It's the headshot immediately landing on Tabson. That's going to pull the advantage in favor of OG, and Valde, the patience he's not ready for here, seriously. He walks right into his winning arms, and Issa right to the smoke, connects onto Tizian. 4-3 for OG. Like you said, they can turn it around in these gun rounds. And this is the Issa performance I'm liking. I haven't seen Issa have one of his lightning fast performances in quite some time, but if he can show up here in Inferno in the semi-final, that's exciting. We know Issa has the talent. We know he has the ability. And this might just be a moment in which we get to see it.
Decent bit of nade damage early from Big. They haven't been able to take anyone down to half health. They haven't had a nade really dead on yet in any of these gun rounds, but they've constantly been doing a bit of chip damage, which can always come in handy. This time round, Big have 3 CT stacked on the B site, and OG are grouping up to Banana early. Good shot from Searson on the initial fight. He's flashed off the angle. The smoke comes through, but Tabson is waiting in the wings. The FAMAS comes through. Only 1 kill for him. Searson now is alone, but he gets another shot. Just before the smoke blooms, he gives his team the advantage.
Bomb planted for OG, but the man advantage, like you said, in favor of Big. The Germans looking for their way back in to this bomb site. Mantu and Issa holding on. Smoke goes in towards the bomb site. It's going to cover up the vision. There's a good quick kill from Issa. Tizian as well. Now Mantu, the last remaining player in the smoke up. Makes things very difficult in a post plant for an Ultra. And Mantu has to try and line it up perfectly. He's a little off the mark. He's going for the shot. There's the first. Can he get the second? So close. The defuse is there, but it's Mantu with the double. He'll walk right through the smoke, taking both players away. And it's OG picking up a 2 versus 3 clutch and delivering a 5th round on the scoreboard.
Mantu getting involved with the AWP early on the T side of Inferno as well. That's a great sign. Getting the clutch for his team. If you are going to be AWPing on Inferno, you have to be ready for those sorts of scenarios. You have to be willing for those sorts of fights. And Mantu steps up for his squad, nailing the shot through the smoke. And OG here just taking an early timeout, maybe figuring out exactly what Big's money looks like. And hopefully they should be aware that it's going to be an eco for Big, because I don't think Big can really buy anything here. With their losing bonus and how important the nades can be on these CT gun rounds, they're probably going to buy almost nothing.
Yeah, this is a tough scenario for Big, as they have started to lose control of things here on Inferno. OG starting to get into a rhythm. I mean, Big was still favored to win a lot of those rounds, but OG just having their individuals show up, and Alexa B was talking about it. If they can just get a little bit more crisp on the individual level, they feel like they can take this against Big. And well, they are looking very crispy. In particular, Issa. 14-6, Alex. We're just heading into round number 10.
He's showed up early into this one, that's for sure. And Big have to go for another half bite. Lots of nades for them, but pistols on most of their players. Now, there is a chance that OG expect this to be a full gun round, because Big had very close to enough money to buy into this one. So if OG kind of play it conservatively and don't expect these nades, that could be costly for them, but Mantu's already having a little look into top mid. There are two players close by, though, so if Mantu gets a chance to pull the trigger, there might just be a peek from behind, but Mantu gets the fight onto Searson, who tries to go out wide before that smoke comes in. Not really the fight he was looking for. Mantu with a pretty easy pick.
A real solid pick here, opening things up for OG. MBK taking a lot of damage on board. He starts to flee away. And come back down towards the stairs. Alexi B alongside Issa, walking up in towards top middle. Shot there for Tizian. He's going to be dropped down to hit HP. Man advantage for OG up against the pistols. And everything looks to be going well for them. Santara is trying to get aggressive. Flicks his own teammate, but finds one in the 5-7. Mantu gets rid of Tabson, and MBK finally removing Xantaras, removing the nuisance from the round. And Alexi B continues to cut through the defensive Big. It's just Keto rotating over from the opposite end of the map. He'll find one in the Deagle. He's not... What? The second as well from Keto. This is a real chance suddenly for him to win this. 10 seconds. He's still in the round. He'll walk forward through the smoke, and this is ridiculous. The first was nice, but the second was just crazy. And well, now he can win this. Around the corner, Valde, though, repositions on top of the barrel. It did get a little bit sweaty for OG, but they still win the round nonetheless.
Yeah, crisp and quick shots coming in there on the D. I like the reposition as well to go over to short, because you know that the other player who's defending the bomb plant basically has to watch long there, because that's the last spot you were spotted from. So you know that the T's aren't really going to be looking at short. You can just walk through that smoke and try and see if you can get the drop on someone. Unfortunately, Valdo was wise to that fact, and here comes the banana control. Xantares with an easy kill down banana. Smoke eventually lands, but it was the flashes that made the difference. Issa with a double spray down at top mid, though. He's been so impactful for OG, and the A site is wide open. That should be the round. Oh, that is the round.
Oh, MBK getting rid of Tabson. And yeah, like you said, the round is done. Big have lost far too many players. OG are going to be grabbing themselves an 8th round. And what was looking like a crazy back and forth first half affair is starting to quickly become an OG fun fest. They are just destroying Big. And I'm getting a little bit worried for Big right now, because this is the CT side of Inferno. This is where you have to do as much work as possible. And to be honest, it really has only been flashes of brilliance. Tizian started off the game looking solid, has started to quieten off a little bit. Tabson has had his moments, multi-kill rounds where he got 3, but he still only got 8 kills in total. Searson making some questionable plays. I mean, this Big, it's definitely, obviously very solid, but it's not quite the Big we've seen pre-player break, right? They're making a lot more mistakes in terms of making the ill-informed decisions on peaks. And that's just something they weren't doing before the player break.
Yeah, they were hoping that the AWP of Searson could peek second mid while his teammate defended the other side from short. But as soon as Issa wins that first fight, Searson's just a sitting duck. And that's the playstyle that Searson likes, is just that aggressive AWPing style. So sometimes that's going to happen to you. Sometimes if you're not having your best game, you are going to have some rounds where you die like that. And you can already see on the kill count, Searson's just very involved in all these rounds. He's 9 for 10 right now. So he's basically been involved in some sense in every round. And he's still got the AWP in his hands here. So a bit hit and miss so far for him. A bit, well, mainly missed for Big, to be honest, in these recent rounds. But they got some round wins early. Smoke going into top banana. Alexi B decides to fall back past the smoke. Not too many rounds where Big have fully committed to the banana control early. That recent round, they did get the banana control. But this time they're holding with 3 CTs back towards the site itself, and that nade has landed dead on. Alexi B's down to 44 health, and now Xantares will rotate away.
Xantares goes towards Cubby. He's got Searson to take the initial kill and draw the attention away. That should deliver an opportunity to Xantares to take away the rest. And while Searson, it's a wide-angle peek, he will get rid of MBK and draws himself back to the archway. He's actually going to fully rotate away as well. And that's an important kill for Xantares to find. That gets rid of all the fallback and the rotation ability in the last few seconds. They have to commit to the B-bomb site now with only 18 seconds left. That Molotov becomes a huge issue, and the nade even more so. It's just Mantu, and the round is not winnable. Big, that's a brilliant round across the board. Every single player stepping up, doing their role well, just perfectly set up for success. A 4th round for Big, and one they desperately needed to find.
I was a bit surprised that OG didn't really put too much pressure on at the start of the round. They got the banana control, and then they kind of seemed content with that. They took until about 40 seconds before they really started pushing anything else. So I'm a bit surprised they didn't maybe try and, poke around that A site a little bit sooner, try and maybe take away the apartments. But either way, good hold from Big, as you said, basically winning every single fight. Damage done on the banana players, though. Tabson goes below half health. And OG have done a pretty good job in most of these rounds at controlling that banana position. They've never really fallen susceptible to Big's plays. They've never really taken too much nade damage either. There was that recent round where Alexi B took a big nade to the face, but for the most part, it's been pretty good for OG in this position. Double nade down mid will land. Alexi B again taking the nade damage down to 30 health. He's a nade magnet right now.
Pretty even damage done across the board, though, for both sides. OG now gathering outside the A-bomb site. Again, not really giving themselves the other option of falling back to banana, so this is certainly going to be an A hit straight in towards this A-bomb site. 37 seconds left. They're really leaving it quite low as well on the timer. So we will see an explosive play from OG. And it doesn't really leave much margin for error. So they have to be very quick, very clinical in terms of finding these headshots. And while Searson, he wants to try and listen for the footsteps. He'll go for a shot, but the shots are coming through the smoke, trying to scare him off a little bit. But Xantares, he'll drop the bomb. A second opportunity granted to him, but he won't be able to take anything from it. And Big, they don't win the battles. It's OG that get the kills, and they're onto the A-bomb site. It's Searson wanting to get involved, frustrated because the smokes keep popping up and he can't find an opportunity. He can't find an angle. I would be surprised if we see Searson continue to play this way. I think we're going to see him get changed up a little bit. I want to see him on the other side of the A-bomb site because right now, OG are doing such a good job at neutralizing the AWPer.
At the very least, both these AWPs will be saved by Big. OG aren't hunting them down. Their own money is important to take and keep into this next one, so they want to save what they can. Just a solid site take there from OG, though. Xantares playing that spot on the site. Normally, the nice thing about that spot is that the opponents have to really commit hard into clearing that close angle, so you kind of hope that your teammates can also help you out as soon as they hear that fight's happening. But Tizian didn't really get the chance to do that. And as you said, Searson was not really in position with the smokes and the nades that keep landing at his face. He can't help his teammates towards the site. And now Big are starting to fall fairly far behind here. OG have taken over in these gun rounds. Up to a 9-4 lead. And OG going for this fast play up banana. This time the early nades do a pretty good amount of damage. Issa down to 44 health. He's still looking for this fight. Oh, and he's going to get it. Nice kill from Issa.
Yeah, really nice kill from Issa. Okay, MBK, that's clean. Just one bullet right to the brain of Searson, who tried to get aggressive and doesn't work out for him this time. But Tizian, he has now gone into the apartments. And while Mantu completely ready for it, I wonder if he had been spotted there going into the bedroom. MBK was there. I don't know if he caught a little bit of Tizian going into the bedroom because Mantu was fully aware of that.
OG just wreaking havoc in this round. Seemingly prepared for most of the fights. MBK lets them push around him, gets a kill on the backside. As you said, Mantu very fast on that kill into the apartments. It definitely helps that OG put so much pressure towards top banana to begin with as well. You see, Issa getting that early kill caused all sorts of panic for Big. They start to push out through A because they think they have to go for a fast rotate, or they have to go for a fast information play. And that's what allows MBK to just sit in his position. Because Big are so panicked, they don't clear out all the angles. And at least Keto gets a kill at the end. He will be safe to save the AWP, or at least should be. Yeah, just about saves the AWP over into the last round of the half. But this is not the half that Big would have wanted. They've only got 4 rounds on the board.
Yeah, this was a fantastic round from MBK, though. You really got to highlight how big of a performance that was. And I think Mantu just seen him there. So yeah, MBK did not pass the info over. Mantu just reacted. God damn, he is quick. Last round of the half coming right up, though. Big desperately need a fade. This would be a nightmare scenario if they only walk away in this first half for 4 rounds. Tabson positioned back on the B-bomb side. He's got a good position to try and line them up, but it doesn't work out. He goes down immediately to MBK, and OG starts to move forward. Santares around the corner, playing from CT spawn. Issa catching out Tizian. The aggression, every single time Big have tried to get aggressive, tried to get in the face of OG, it has been stopped. They have not been able to do anything on the CT side. No matter what they try, OG have an answer.
And again, OG just fully focused on the banana control to begin with. They've been really effective and really surprisingly good at taking this away in almost every round. I knew that OG were good on Inferno, but I didn't expect them to be this good, this composed here on this T side.
Yeah.
You can see, as you said, Big's adaptations haven't worked so far, but this time Searson goes for the peak from the short side. That switch up worked out for him. Now he's going to play back on the bomb site, but Issa keeps on going. 21 kills on the board, and he might have a chance for more.
Well, Searson gonna pull the side on, knows he's low, and the bullet through the smoke connects. Issa going down, and now with 30 seconds, it's all they have, OG. They get a run towards the B-bomb site. It's a double AWP retake of this B site, Alex. That's a scary factor. You've definitely got to think about that. And it's already crossed. The bomb has already got to the site. Keto's too late to the party. And now they've got to deal with Valbe and Mantu. With 2 AWPs, clearing this close corner just isn't going to be easy. OG, even when it looks a little rough for them, they still are in a position to recover, and they're not even going to check it. Why are they going around the corner without even thinking about this position? And Valde's going to get a double. Big only post 4 rounds at the half. That's a nightmare scenario. We'll see if they can wake up from their nightmare in the second half.
How hard can you go? 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 How hard can you go when the beat drop? How hard can you go when the beat drop? you go?
Well, I don't know if Germany's on lockdown in real life right now, Dinko, but I can tell you that Big got locked out of that first half. Only 4 rounds for them. That's got to change right from the start here. This pistol round is almost a must-win for Big heading into the second half of Inferno.
Yeah, this has to be a big step up. You have to live up to that name completely as you head into the T side, generally looked at as the more difficult affair here in Inferno as well. So it's not really all adding up for Big, and that's the worst start possible. Losing their early player. Santara is going down, and MBK, he's been confident in these last couple of rounds. Towards the end of the second half, he was hitting everything. And he sticks around in middle. It's Valde with 1 over towards Banana as well. Effective trading, though, from Big. You know, they lose the initial player, but they do find the kills back on through. And now we're into a 3 versus 3. A retake attempt having to come in from OG. The bomb plant at least secured. So that, at a minimum, confirms the second round force buy involving a couple of rifles. Big want this pistol win. They need it almost. As OG trying to get back through. It's a double stack on the coffins, and MBK is going to clean it up. 2 of them going down, and Mantu follows suit. It's 12 rounds for OG, and a nightmarish scenario continues for Big.
Good work from MBK in this one. He got that first kill down mid, and then on the rotate over, just lines up this quick little shot onto the coffins player, which helps out so much. He can then spam onto the second man. Shots to the chest are good. The retake, fast and nicely played by OG. Big did get that bomb down, though, so at least they can force up into this second round. We were saying that they need some early round wins to keep them in this game. The force buy gives them the option to do just that. Oh, that Molotov bounced back from Keto there. I don't think that's what he wanted to do with it. But the Flames will just keep everyone watching Banana for now. Even more mollies deployed by OG. They're looking to take away this area of the map.
Valde has got a lot of control now towards the bottom of Banana. Smoke is going to deploy. And that confirms Banana control for quite some time now for OG. No need to even worry at all. They can keep these 4 players over towards the A-bomb site. And big challenge ahead of them. Where are they going to go with this? They have no other options but to try and hit this A site. Santara is about to go around the corner. Valde is being tagged down to 60 HP. That's a good shot coming in from Searson. And now the push around the corner. It's 1 from AlexiB, but Tabson. You can always rely on him to find a headshot. He will pick up AlexiB. And the rest of the squad now gathering, recuperating, heading their way to this B-bomb site. And the only player here that could have done anything is Valde. And because of the damage he took on board, he's actually rotated over towards A. It's completely open. They've just conceded the bomb site towards B, and Big can just take it, sink their teeth deep into the B bomb site, and play this post plant to perfection.
Yeah, this might just be the save call for OG. Okay.
Nice try, Tabson. Nice try.
He's got it.
Well, he gets it.
Yeah, it's got to be the save, right? OG, they give up the round, even though they were the ones that won the pistol. That 1-for-1 trade means that they decide to rotate. They don't want to just have 1 man hold B. They don't want to risk 2 players on B and leave A so vulnerable. So they stack everyone on A. Now they just got to try and save their guns. So Big make that round happen. Again, definitely not out of the waters yet, though. They've got to make sure they do a lot more here, especially because OG will be saving these guns. A nice read from Big to find the wide open bomb site. And I'm sure they'll be very happy to get their first T round on the board.
Well, indeed, a 5th round for Big. It's a small victory, but maybe the first step of a very long road back into things. OG saving everything over, though, is a bit of an issue for Big, because they now still have to deal with a buy. OG are not going to relent just yet. They still have the weapons available.
I've just realized, Dinko, does this guy dance throughout the whole game?
He does.
That must be exhausting.
He's got to be on some good stuff, Alex. That's all I'm saying. He just keeps going all day long. And it's monster energy, I would say.
That sounds right. That sounds about right.
Shout out to the producer for that one. I'm not that smart. Not so quick on that one.
Can't give away the tricks of the trade, Dinko.
Well,
we've got an SG out.
At this point, 4 rounds away from victory for OG. They've got a buy coming into this one. Plenty of utility. Mantu on 62 is taken down by Sirison. He'll be looking for another one up towards top middle. And MBK, he's been confident. He's been taking a lot of these spikes straight down mid, but he's scared off this time. The utility is enough to finally send him back into the bomb site, and Issa gets caught at the bottom of the stairs. This is a good start for Big.
2 kills without much of any reply from OG. Just a tiny bit of damage dealt to Keto. That SG that I was so excited about doesn't even see any play so far. Tabson's got that in his hands. The rest of them all with other rifles. Lexi B sitting on banana. This is a position that can sometimes go overlooked. Not this time, though. Tabson just shoots him through the wood. Alexi B will not be happy about that one. And OG are going to be swept under the rug here. I still just can't believe Dinko. As soon as I say, sometimes this position can go overlooked, of course he takes a bullet to the face. It's the classic.
I mean, it's the caster's curse, really, isn't it? It's a scientific study, you know, definitely 100% true. And we get ourselves into a 12-6 scoreline. Big halfway there. It should be stepping over the halfway mark in this round, though. 7th round should be added to the tally. OG barely investing anything. It's just Issa deciding to go with a deagle. The rest saving every dollar that they've got. So Big should be grabbing a 7th round without much resistance whatsoever. So, I mean, do you believe, Alex, in the comeback here from Big? I think going into the second half, with the start that OG got, I started to really think we're looking at a second map comeback for Big. But they're starting to find enough rounds now, and if they can get going, I think win this next gun round. I really am believing in this Big comeback. We know they're a very solid team. Bit of a slow start, but you can never count them out. And keeps up over towards this B-bomb site.
Here comes the lineup. 2 kills already. And smart decision to back away. Just about caught by Issa there as he tries to get back round the half wall. AK might be recovered here. Sisson doesn't quite have this angle. The AK has been picked up by Mantu. Oops, Sisson's landed that tag through the wall, though. Issa taking a chunk of damage. They go for this boost. And lands the reaction shot. No gun save for OG, but we will get the gun round out for them. Not sure if they'll be able to get the AWP, though. Mantu doesn't have the money for it, and the other players would have to sacrifice Kevlar to get the sniper out. So I think it's likely to just be the rifles here for OG, especially because they probably want to prioritize those nades. You can already see Alexi B going down to an MP9 to make sure he can get the kit for the team, to make sure he has the full set of utility as we get ready for the first gun round.
Yeah, true team player, Alexi B, keeping the utility in play, taking a sacrifice for the kit as well. He is the only player with a diffuse kit. Over here for Big. AWP for Sirison. He will have no one battling him with the counter-op.
Did Alexi just throw a nade on Banana and then go back and buy another nade? Is that what just happened?
I don't think you can do that. So.
Yeah, I didn't think you could do that either.
No.
But I'm not sure. He went back and bought something. Did he buy a decoy?
Yeah, probably a decoy. You obviously can't buy a nade again. So yeah, probably a decoy. It has to be. Just keeping that utility belt full. Another push comes through. A minute on the clock as they run on towards the site. Keto. They go down to Valde and the smoke up in front of the coffin. The spray away, the entry grenade at the ready. Oh, Tabson! He walked right into it. I didn't see that coming. But Tabson, it just doesn't go his way. And Big have lost 2 players, but they have taken the B-bomb site. It has to be the retake for OG. They need to get this 13th round added to the tally. And they'll be looking for a 3rd added into the collection.
OG taking their time, sitting behind these flames, but Big are now out of nades. Half the time going on the bomb, though. OG have got to get a move on here. They've got to speed this up. Tizian with the lineup gets 2 kills standing in the flames. Zantares can stand up on top here as well. He gets that first kill, almost the second, but it's up to Searson. Smoke on the bomb. He has to land a shot, but they're still not on it. They're still not on it. And there's not going to be anywhere near enough time. Searson lands the shot at the end. Issa even goes down with the ship. Big end up winning that round. And now OG's money is looking dicey.
Yeah, that would look like an OG round, right? That was looking so good for them. They didn't get back onto the bomb on time. They couldn't find it. I don't know what was quite going on there for OG towards the end. Nonetheless, the time was too low. And Big, they pull it off. It's an 8th round picked up. They're 4 away from tying things up. And that should be quickly be 3 away. Because we take a look at what OG have. It's deagles across the board. They're saving as much money as possible. And I like this approach from OG. They understand who they're going up against. They're giving them a lot of respect in terms of how they're approaching the game. They're not making these risky force buy decisions. I think that's what OG are always going to be good at, is always making these informed decisions to have longevity, because they have so many players with so much experience on their heads. I mean, 3 of these players in-game led for the teams, right? You've had Lexi B, MBK, and Valde. So you have a lot of minds working on this team. So hopefully you would think that would limit the mistakes. In theory.
I got to see if they can pull through in practice. Close angle for MBK with the Deeg. They're about to move into his position. He's completely alone here, so it's up to MBK to land these shots up close and personal. Flash around the corner won't blind MBK, but, well, the MAC-10 will just run him over. And with no backup, OG have got to get aggressive elsewhere. Mantu making the most of his position, gets an AK into his hands. Unfortunately, Searson goes back to the apartments with the AWP, and now it's all on Issa on the A site. He is buying time for the rotate, but he's not going to be able to get that kill. So close onto getting that onto Tabson, but at this point, OG are down and out of this round.
Well, the bomb planted. Big, finding themselves a 9th round, as expected coming into this one. But OG, they start to realize now in themselves, okay, we had a really solid first half on the T side. Oh my God. That is disgusting from Tabson. How does he find that? He's 2 HP and he somehow gets the 1D off and the follow-up. Oh, Tabson should be dead a long time ago. That's, you know, the exit kills towards the end, getting rid of everyone, but nonetheless, still filthy. Oh, so solid. But back to the point, OG start to realize now, okay, we had a very one-sided first half. We had a huge lead, but that is all gone now. We need to win this gun round, otherwise Big are right back in things.
Battle for Banana will be coming into play at the start of this round. Oh, OG have been forced away. Look at how many nades there are from both teams. Tizian gets that first kill, but MBK and Valda fighting back. It's only Valda left alive, though. The Molotov will keep him safe for now. Bomb's also been left behind by Big, so Valda's just going to dump these nades, make sure that he doesn't lose the B site too quickly. But this is a pretty good start to the round for Big. They'll be happy with this, turning it into a 3v3. They've still got a fair few nades left. And now OG have to make some hard decisions as to where they want to stack both of their players. Right now, Mantu's looking at top mid, and oh no, he misses the shot. Now he could be in trouble, but he gets it second time of asking and gets back to the site.
4 minutes still left in play. Big turning their attentions back over towards B. They go quickly here. They'll have the 1 versus 2 fight inside the bomb site. And that's a bit of an issue for Valde. He's the player that can handle it, and also Issa, that kind of helps. Right to the smoke, taking down Searson. Keto falls to Valde. 13 rounds on the board for OG. And Big, they just get absolutely destroyed in that one. That's the kind of round OG needed. They were starting to forget what the taste of victory tasted like. And now we head into this one. It's Big with the purchase. They'll have the AWP and the AKs, but now they realize, okay, we have to stop this from happening. We have to stop OG from getting a 14 rounds. If we let them build up this momentum, they're going to be close to taking this away.
4-man banana stack for OG. They want to fight for it this time. They want their early nades to deny, and Tabson has taken a ton of damage. Down to 35 health. The upside here as well is that the 2 players remaining on B now have full nades for OG. And that's something that Big might not be prepared for. They might not be ready for 2 more nades flying into Banana. That could make a nice difference for OG if their nades can land. And there they are. There it is. 2 kills for Valda. It works beautifully for them. And Big can't get this control.
Oh, Valde, he's already done so much already in this round. 2 kills being picked up without even seeing anybody. And he could still find more. They're about to come around the corner here. He's got a good position, but the flashbang doesn't matter. Valde still with a headshot. He's taken down finally by Tizian, but now the push comes through. Alexi B posted up, boosted on first oranges. And there's under a minute in play for Big. They've got to work this. The run boost, they'll try everything. Nothing is working just yet for the Germans. Molotov goes through, full rotation from OG as well. They've got the flank coming in Banana. There's a timer on this play for Big, and they try to go through the smoke, but Searson walks right into the waiting arms of MBK, and it's all on Tizian. You can't expect him to win this. He'll try his best, but it's a done deal surely at this point. He's picked up Alexi B. He hits the site, but it's Issa with the headshot. He comes in with a big flank, and it's 14-9. 2 rounds away from securing Inferno and taking the first map of the second semi-final.
Yeah, you see that Big just aren't ready for those second set of nades to be put onto Banana there. As soon as they see the first 2 nades, they assume the HE grenades are gone. They start to move up close, and then OG have 2 more nades up their sleeves. Sneaky play from OG to get those 2 early kills. And then from there, they're always going to be in good shape, but they still landed some fantastic shots to close it out. And Valda gets aggressive. They're not turned around. Valda with the lineup, all 3 kills. And this round might just be a done deal already.
That's huge from Valde. Tizian going down as well. It's just Antares. Map point for OG. They've switched it up again. They've absolutely had enough. And they are done on Inferno. They want to close this. 15-9. What a play from Valde. 20-15. He's only behind Issa, who had a perfect start on this map, who's on 26-14. This is a huge performance from Valde, one that we haven't seen so far in the tournament, at least you and I, Alex. And I hope that we get to see more of this, because Valde, when he's playing well, is one of the most exciting players to watch. Every decision he makes is generally informed, and it works out. 15-9. Just 1 more, and Big have invested everything into this round, and the best weapon they've mustered, a Galil. It's not the ideal scenario, but it's quick as they head their way through spawn. We've got Kido and Speedway. They've already lost the first player, but they've got a good bit of damage done now onto the B defense. No kills, and that's the big issue.
After seeing some of that early aggression, OG just decide to put some nades down, keep themselves safe. And Valda just gets one through the smoke. 2 remaining Big members to try and keep themselves in this map, but it is not looking likely at this point. Tizian and Xantares have to pull off the impossible 2v5 round win, and that's the start they needed. Tizian lands a great shot, gets them on towards this B site, but there needs to be a hell of a lot more where that came from.
Yeah, and it has to be almost incredible. Every move has to be perfect from Big into this 2 versus 4. They can't afford to slip up. OG taking their time. They know they have every advantage. And now it's just Antares. It's OG walking away with Inferno. It's going to be 16-9. What a step up from OG. Big coming into this. #1 team in the world. Favorites for this event. But it's OG that take map 1 of the second semi-final.
Yeah, again, OG have always found success on this map. Whenever they pick it against Big, they do it again. And honestly, with how that game started, for it to end 16-9 there, considering some of the streaks Big went on, that's really impressive from OG. Just how consistent and convincing they were in the gun rounds. That's a really solid victory. And we saw the players step up that we wanted to see. We saw Issa, we saw Valda. This is exciting times heading into Dust 2.
There was moments from Big within the first and second half, but it wasn't enough to get anything done. We'll see if they can revitalize going into the second map, or will OG be taking that grand final spot against Heroic? Find out after the break.